Welcome back to AlgoJS. Today's question is LeetCode 1209, remove all adjacent duplicates in string 2. So we're given a string s and an integer k. A k duplicate removal consists of choosing k adjacent and equal letters from s and removing them, causing the left and right side of the deleted substring to concatenate together. We repeatedly make k duplicate removals on s until we no longer can. Return the final string after all such duplicate removals have been made. It is guaranteed that the answer is unique. So let's dive straight into example 2. We have this string, we have k equaling to 3, so we need to find 3 values within the string that are adjacent to each other that are the same and delete those. So as we can see, there are 3 here and here, but when we delete those and we concatenate the strings together, you can see that there will be 3 here with the 2 B's and the 1 B, and a 3 here where we've got D here, and D here. So we can consider using a stack data structure for this solution, right? Because if we remove these, we need to concatenate these, but rather than just storing a character or a count within the stack, we are going to store both. So we're going to store character as well as count. And when count is equal to the value of k, we're just going to pop from the stack. So let's see how this would play out on example 2. So we have a stack. We start off at character D. D is not within the stack, so we can add it to the stack. We add the character plus the count, which is going to be initially set at 1. We move along, we have E. E is not within the stack, so we add it. We're going to add E and the initial count of 1. We have another E when we move along. So we update the count to 2, and we have another E again, so we update the count to 3. Now, as we said, the count is equal to the value of k, so we can pop this value from the stack. Now our string is going to look something like this. So we're at this point, right? We have a D. So we can increment D to 2 and we can iterate through the rest of this string. So we have B and we have 2 B's. So I'm going to simplify this and just update B to 2. And now we move on to C. So C, as we can see, has a count of 3 where we have 3 adjacent C's together. And as you can see, C has a count of 3. So I'm just going to add this in to the stack as 3. So we can pop off here. Now our string looks like this, and we're at this character. We can increment the count of B to 3, and as you can see, we have 3 B characters that are adjacent to one another, so we pop from the stack. Once we remove those 3 characters from the string and concatenate the string together, we are left with this, and we're at this character. We can increment D's count to 3, pop it from the stack, remove it from the string and concatenate it, and finally our string consists of 2 A's, so we can add that into the stack. So all that's left to do is convert the output into a string. So all we need to do here is just repeat this character this amount of times. So we can loop through the values within the stack, so the character and the count, and just use the repeat method in JavaScript. And this will produce the result in O(n) plus m time complexity, where n is the length of the string and m is the length of the stack, and s is going to be equal to O of n. So let's code this out. Let's initialize the stack as an empty array. Let's loop through the string. So I is equal to 0, I is less than string.length, I plus. Let's extract the current value, which is s at I. Now with pushing into the stack, there are 2 cases. There's one where either the current value is already in the stack or the current value is not in the stack. And if the current value is not in the stack, so if stack.length is equal to 0, or current doesn't equal stack.length minus 1 at position 0, so if the current value doesn't equal the character that's at the last position within the stack, so at the top of the stack, we can push into the stack the current value and a count of 1, right? Because this current value has not been seen before. Else, we just increment the count at the top of the stack. So stack.length minus 1, and we just increment it like that. And then we need to make the check if the top of the stack is equal to the value of k. If it is, we pop off the stack. So stack.length minus 1 at 1 is equal to k. Then we just pop off the stack. We let this run, then we'll just be left with a stack containing characters with the count of less than k. Then we need to populate the result. So let res equal an empty string. Then we loop through the character and count. And then we just repeat. So res plus equal char.repeat count. And then return res. Submit it. And there you go. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.